Hi, Fran.
Hello, George. Rose.
Hi, Fran. Mary, we see just your forehead. Yay! Oh, can't hear you. You're muted, Mary. Oh, there you go.
I wasn't able to get it unmuted. I was trying to say something a minute ago. George, when you were talking about deleting the email, if he had two email addresses attached to that person, he would want to edit it and just delete or remove that one email address or one or more email addresses and keep the good one.
And you can edit it.
You don't necessarily want to delete the whole record.
Right.
You still might want the address of the individual or other information also.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm
Thank
sorry,
you.
I muted myself because I didn't want background noise or me chewing to interrupt the meeting. And then I couldn't unmute myself. Mm.
This and this.
This is probably all we need.
Show both of them.
Um, that has to stay on for 2 more minutes. But yours is ready.
Mine's ready.
Yep. I guess.
Anyone else have any questions?
I feel like I'm sitting inside of a program.
I know, you are. Well, let's see. Okay, I'm not going to try to read it. Once upon a time, I could have easily separated out each byte and translated it, but I'm not going to try that now.
Yeah, we got to go 8 bits at a time.
I know. That's what I meant. I could have taken the whole byte and figured out what it was. And
I don't want to know what that
8-bit byte, huh?
what that says.
Yeah. Well, okay. Do you remember the old Hollerith cards, the IBM punch cards?
Oh, yeah.
And some of us could actually read them, but a lot of people couldn't. I
Yeah.
was one of those that I could actually read it before they started printing the information on them.
Yep, I remember.
Yeah,
And those
good old days.
cards, the Hollerith card was created for the census in 1880.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, and
Yeah,
that was long before it became called the IBM card.
Yeah, prior to that, they would take a census and it would take over 10 years to compile it.
That's right. I had somebody come to my door the other day to take census.
Mail-in voting.
Oh, well, let's see. I read something today that California has received 117% of its registered voter count as mailed out ballots. That's really good.
Yeah, at least they got them all.
Oh, yeah. Probably everybody's dog and cat, too.
Dick,
Yep.
I'm getting a message that you can't be unmuted unless I do it manually because I
You
won't
can
allow
change
it.
that in the settings.
Which setting?
go to
Security?
your settings, the settings for you, and I think it's under advanced, and you can set up your, set it so that you can unmute everyone, and not just unmute everyone, you can say they can unmute themselves. Because when we get a whole bunch of people in here, we'd like to have everyone muted except who's ever
Except
talking at the
who's on-
time.
Yeah,
Otherwise, we're going to get a lot of background noise. Let me pull mine up and I'll try to lead you through it. Okay, you hit the little cog. And down at the bottom it says view more settings.
oh, on,
Oh, hold on a second. Okay, let's go to audio instead because I didn't. Okay, down at the bottom it says automatically join audio by computer when joining a meeting. Mute
Right,
my
that's what I did
microphone when
today.
joining, and and then down here you have advanced. And so when you click on that,
and I don't have it.
nope, that's not it either. Let me see if I can find it.
Welcome, Bob.
Thank you. Hello to everybody.
Hi, Bob.
Hello.
As the host for this meeting,
Yes,
wait a minute, did you set up the meeting or did Grover? The link.
the what?
The link for the meeting,
I-
did you set it up or did Grover?
I did.
Okay, so you should have additional settings from the attendees. We're all the attendees. So you should have additional settings, and one of those settings should be unmute microphones. Oh, wait a minute. Go down to participants. Click on participants. See the up arrow there?
Yeah,
Well, not the up arrow, just click on the participants and you'll get a sidebar.
yes.
Okay, wait a minute. Does it do that again? On the sidebar, you can have mute me, raise hand, and you should have on yours, since you were the host, you should have something that says unmute all. Or you can go down and
I have
individually
muted all,
unmute.
that's all.
Yeah, the unmute all doesn't seem to be available anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. You can, when you're setting up the meeting though, when you schedule the meeting, you can say mute everyone when at the start of the meeting, or you can say unmute all at the start of the meeting.
Yep.
Okay. And you could go through, and I shouldn't be able to hit anyone's microphone and unmute them, but you should be able to. Are you able to unmute, like Rose? Can you unmute Rose? Well, I guess the only other thing to do would be to go into the chat and ask the individual or everyone to unmute their mics.
Yeah,
But I'm sure that during the general meeting, we're going to want everybody's mics muted until they're called on or they have something to do, something to say.
Yeah, what I generally do when I'm hosting, or if I've got somebody co-hosting with me, is I'll leave that participants up, and if I see somebody's mic moving and they're not talking, I mute them individually.
Yeah, especially when you hear all the background noise behind them.
phone rings, they answer it, you're listening to their conversation.
They're talking to the cat or the dog,
Right.
or the cat, or the dog's giving us a serenade.
Yep.
Well, I have some humorous things that I was going to share like on Thursday, but I could share them now.
That's up to George.
Can you,
Go ahead.
it says it's disabled.
What?
It says host has disabled it.
Uh,
Up at the top, you should have a way of allowing sharing. Because you're sharing no, you're not.
Dick, can you hear me?
Yep.
Hey, I finally got unmuted.
Very good.
I left the meeting and came back in.
Okay.
oh,
I mean, it said the host was disallowing people to unmute, but some people could do it, so it didn't make sense.
Well, mine was disallowed too.
Anyway, that's all I've got to say.
Does anyone have any other questions? Let's see.
Hey, Dick,
Yep.
I just wanted to know if that's the national debt on that wall behind you.
Probably.
All those ones and zeros.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to have that in my bank account.
Have you ever gone to that website for the national debt?
Yeah, I've seen it. Scary.
Looking at my own debt is scary.
Yeah, right now it's at 26,709,000,000.
Hello, everybody.
They only want another 3 trillion or so to save us all.
Mm-hmm.
The debt is $80,886 per citizen.
Is that per citizen or per second?
Per citizen. Per taxpayer, it's 214,322.
Hey there.
I see 3 people are mute. If you look on your lower left hand,
I show
Wonder-
five that are muted.
and if there's a red line through the microphone, that's why you're muted. You have to click that.
Hi there.
Okay.
Hello.
I was keeping myself muted because I'm going in and out of the room trying
Oh,
to
okay.
refill.
All right.
Hi, Donna.
Hi, I'm working with my printer, so I'm going in and out of the room.
Bob, you're you're muted. You're muting yourself. And Monty, you're out of the room. That's why.
She's invisible. So if you're interested in seeing the U.S. debt, go to usdebtclock.org. 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 All one word. And if you spend a lot of time meditating on this, you probably won't sleep anymore.
Monty, you are still muted. If you go to the lower left and hit the microphone, it'll unmute it.
That's
There
Holly.
you go.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
See,
And Bob, the same with you?
Hi, George.
Hi.
I'm new at all this. I'm a beginner.
Well, good. Is this your first time with Zoom?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what's your impressions of it right now?
So far, so good.
Good.
My sister-in-law, Rosemary Sexton, Dick knows her. She has coached me over the phone, over the mountains, and she's helping me.
Well, now she can do it over Zoom and it'll be a lot easier.
That would be great. That would be fun.
And you can Zoom her because you downloaded the Zoom. If you sign up, you can make Zoom calls on an individual and talk 24 hours a day on it.
Wow.
And if you have 3 people, because it's a free account, you're limited to 40 minutes.
Okay, that sounds great.
But the only problem is you can only schedule for 30 minutes or 45 minutes. And when you try to do 45, it says, I'm sorry, you can only
Yes.
do 40,
Right.
but you can't set it for 40 minutes.
And that I think is ridiculous.
Absolutely. It should be something, should be able to enter the number rather than just selection
Right.
from the drop down.
And if you talk 2 or 3 minutes over, they just cut you off at that time, correct?
I'm not sure.
Not necessarily. Sometimes they will extend the time and it's kind of sporadic. Sometimes they'll say, you've got 5 more minutes, better get off. And other times they'll say, we have extended your time, you can talk forever. I've been in both cases.
Okay. What would determine the difference?
I guess their bandwidth at the time, what what they have available and what they have available at the time, how many people are using the application at that particular moment. If not many people are using it, they'll say, hey, have at it.
Okay. You wonder how long this great service is going to be free.
There are part of it is paid, and Dick has a paid subscription, but he has a specific reason why he wants to have.
And the computer club has a free one too.
Yeah.
But if it's one-on-one, they let you do it forever. If it's 3 or more, they think they can get some money out of you, so they're going to try.
They gotta make money to stay in business. Come on.
Right.
But it's free for right now.
For our use, yeah.
But we don't know for how long it will be free.
No,
With the competition and everything, I think it's going to be free for quite a while.
That's good. That's good news.
Yes. Because they have some competition. Number one, Skype is their biggest competition, and Google just came out with
Google
Meeting,
Duo.
which is in Duo. So they keep
And
them clear of the
Microsoft
market.
has,
They have to do something
Teams.
for free.
Yeah, Microsoft has Teams, but
Yes. haven't
I
tried
think
one
there's a
yet.
free version of that also.
George,
Yes.
I understand there's another class at 6 o'clock tonight, correct?
Yes. Yes, it is. And you just keep right on the screen, and it'll go right into it.
Okay. What will it be? Tell me a little bit about what that should be like.
That one is going to be an intermediate class. It's pretty much questions and answers. Hello, Ron. Ron, you are muted. You've muted yourself. If you go to the bottom left of your screen, the microphone has a red line through it. If you hit that, you're going to be able to talk to everybody.
What a beautiful rainbow.
there's Ron.
Okay, I'm unmuted.
Okay.
So George,
Yes.
is there anybody at the cultural center right now, or is everybody doing this remotely online?
Cultural Center closes down at 3 a.m. every day now.
I think it's 3 p.m.
3 p.m.
3 p.m. I'm thinking my older days.
Yeah, you don't stay up all night anymore, right?
No.
Your camera keeps going in and out, George.
Oh,
Out of focus.
I
It's
have
in
an
focus now,
autofocus
but it was
on
out of
that.
focus a minute ago.
Every time I move and it directs us on something else, then it
Okay.
changes its focus. That's the trouble with autofocus. Welcome, Cindy. You are muted right now.
Hey, Dick. How are you?
Doing great, thank you.
Wow, Cindy, that's one heck of a picture. Where is that? Oh, someone's standing in the mouth.
You know, I feel sorry for people who don't have dogs. I hear they have to pick up food they drop on the floor by themselves.
Cindy's picture looks like chalk art on a sidewalk.
Yeah, it is.
Maybe it is. Oh, yeah. That's really neat.
That's
Yeah,
a
I
great
went to
picture.
that.
That chalk art is amazing.
Yep, it is.
Donna, I like your rainbow.
Yeah, that's a gorgeous rainbow.
That rainbow is over the Pacific off the coast of Hawaii.
Oh,
My last trip there.
oh, beautiful.
Hmm.
So what's the class on tonight, George? You gonna present something specific or?
Dick is doing the main class,
At what time?
7:15.
Yeah, that'll be at 7, but that'll be after the brief meeting, right, George?
Right.
And at 6 o'clock, I'll do the regular intermediate class where I've got a few things I can talk about and we'll entertain some questions.
Okay.
So we're pretty busy at the club, Fran, putting together, how many computers, George, for the school system?
400?
Yeah, we're putting together 400 computers for the school system.
Wow. I heard they're giving away Chromebooks up here in Massachusetts to the kids going to school.
Yeah, they do that in Kentucky and out in Arizona, the two places that I know, because I've got kids in both places.
And,
So
and
the-
they're giving away Chromebooks to some people in Florida. One of the problems with the Chromebooks are, well, there's two problems. There's no storage on it, which could be solved by an exterior drive. But some of the Microsoft programs do not work on
No, it's a Chromebook. It's an Android.
Chromebook. It's, it's like giving someone an Apple and say, try to do Microsoft Word on it.
Yes, but they're using it on the internet,
Right.
Google Chrome, and they are using Google Docs and Google Spreadsheet. They're not using Microsoft programs in most of the schools.
Right.
Yeah, and a lot of it's just for remote learning.
Right.
There is an organization in Charlotte County that is giving free, I think it is Chromebooks to students, and they're outfitting some of the school buses with Chromebooks and internet access.
Hey, Rebecca, are
And-
you have making any
And
progress?
they're, I can't remember what else. Oh, and they're also doing a mentoring program.
Alright.
And
Well,
I was
No,
looking,
it should.
and I was looking into
What is
being
it-
one of the mentors.
When you click the link, what is it telling you?
Rose,
Rose,
Oh, Rose, we can hear
I'm
your
sorry.
conversation.
I'm sorry. I'll mute me.
Mute your mic.
our club has been helping that organization with laptops and so forth, Mary.
Yeah, it's a really good organization.
So the 400 computers the club is working on, are they desktops?
Yes.
Desktops.
Laptops. I've been trying to, I started last week. I'm bringing home 5 at a time, setting them up.
Well, that's going to clean out a lot of your inventory.
Yep. That'll be good.
and I'm going to be mentioning this at the main meeting, but I'll tell you now. We have pretty much enough computers, but what we're desperately needing is keyboards and mice. So if you know anyone that has a pile of mice in the corner, let's put a trap on them and bring them to the club.
Got a neighbor that has mice in her attic.
Tailless,
That was clever.
George, do you want me to put that on my next door?
yes, please.
Okay.
Good idea.
Yeah, Mary, are you on next door in PG?
Yes.
Okay, there
It's
you
in
go.
the way background, isn't it? Because I've got the same.
Oh, yeah, I guess every small neighborhood is different. So if you send it to me, I'll see about posting it. I've never posted anything to next
Okay,
door.
okay, I am Lake Susie, Deep Creek, and parts of Port Charlotte. I reach 7,000 homes.
I don't have a clue how many homes I would reach. It probably the PGI area, so about 5,000.
Yeah, I think you have a couple neighborhoods in PGI, but you can choose how many neighborhoods you want to be on.
I'm only aware of PGI and maybe Bornsteros too,
Right, right.
because I've seen some postings from them, but no place else in Punta Gorda. But if you send me the posting, I'll see if I can get it on also. If I can't do it, I'll find someone else who can.
Thanks very much.
Okay, I'll do that.
What about Gary? Isn't he in PGI?
Yes, and he's on next door. Yes.
Okay, so he could do it.
Yeah, but he doesn't reach all the PGI neighborhoods. I
don't either.
I think he only reaches one. I'm not
Okay.
sure.
Well, I think mine is only PGI. It might be BSI also, but I'm not sure of that.
And if this, we're going to be trying next month to try a couple classes on Zoom for specific titles. The beginning of September, Rose is going to do a Zoom talk on beginners for Windows 10. And that's on our calendar. So make sure everybody takes a look at the calendar and see what's on there and get some learning in.
Do you have any idea when in September?
No, but if you go to our website and click on the calendar, it's on there. I think, if I remember right, I think it's the 16th or 17th of September. But you can go on our website click on the calendar and it's right on there.
Because every Thursday, I have a class from 2 to 4, and first and third Saturdays on Saturday morning.
Thursday, 2 to 4. Okay.
And all that's right on the calendar. And you're able to print the calendar out and put it on your wall and fill it up.
Good idea. Yes. Dick, is that every Saturday?
First and third,
Okay, first and third. At what time?
11 o'clock. And if you're on my mailing list, you're getting it by mail.
Thank you. And that's an hour.
Yep,
Thank you. Okay.
yep.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes. Okay.
Well, I just want to thank everyone for coming by. You happen to be the first class of the monthly meetings on Zoom. So if you want, you can look in your mail the next couple of days for something special. You're not going to find anything, but I know you're all at home all the time anyway, so it'd be good exercise for you.
And stay tuned because Dick is up next.
That's right.
Want to let me share the screen?
I wasn't able to.
No, I mean, George, want to let me
Yeah,
share?
George needs to turn over hosting or
Yeah.
Yes.
share the screen or whatever.
Yeah, we know.
Thank you, George.
Okay. Bum, bum, bum. Dick, you're in charge.
Okay. Now, if any of you are wondering, you need to go into a store and it says they have to have a mask. You got to have a mask on to enter the store, right? Some of these stores, look at the one I just found online.
That's a good one.
Ooh,
Oh my gosh.
I don't want to run into him.
I don't want to run into him either.
Are they Fruit of the Loom or Hanes?
I didn't get close enough to look, did you?
I think that's called a multi-purpose mask.
I don't think we need to dwell on that one for a while, do we? Well, welcome to the intermediate class tonight. It's really basically the same as
Continuation.
George has been doing, And it's what we usually do on the meeting night. We spend an hour from 6 to 7, kind of fielding questions, whatever questions you might have, and I'm happy to do that tonight as well. And I got a few things I can throw in there that might be of interest. But does anybody have any questions, anything they would like me to talk about before I just move into something kind of a canned message?
I've got a question, Dick.
Yes, Cindy.
This is Cindy. My computer all of a sudden started running really slow, and I did all that Galera utility and malware and spy and all that stuff, and it's still really slow. So is there anything else I should be considering doing?
Yeah, what I would suggest that you do, and let me walk into that so you can see. Let me get out of my my mask thing here. I don't need to be masked anymore. Let me share my screen again, and this time I'm going to my main screen, and I would suggest you try this for one thing. If you've got Galera Utilities, if you don't, go to Ninite and get it.
I do.
See where it says disk repair?
Uh-huh.
Click that.
Okay.
And scan for issues. And it will go out and check to make sure that everything on the hard disk is readable. And if it finds a problem, when you restart the machine, it'll take about 5 to 10 minutes and do an old DOS program called check disk and repair anything that's got a problem.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, sounds good. Thanks.
That has worked well for me in the past.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. Now, if I can get out of that. There we go. Any other questions? And yes, I would run the programs that we run for maintenance are, there's 3 that we load on every computer that goes out to any of the school students. We load on Super Anti-Spyware, Malwarebytes, and Wise Disk Cleaner.
The Wise Disk Cleaner, I ran that, and it had a disk, something about disk repair on that too. Is that one different than Galera Utilities?
Wise Disk Cleaner?
Yeah.
I haven't got an answer for that, okay?
Okay.
The other 2 that I like to use Galera Utilities and Wise Care 365, which does a bit more than the Wise Disk Cleaner does.
Okay.
What we don't generally run anymore is CCleaner because of a lot of bad things that we've read about it, though it's still available and it still works.
Okay.
Anybody else have any questions? Well, I threw this out there. Let me go back to sharing my screen again. I threw this out there last week with the that popped in. Let me open it up. And that is and the link to that is in the email I sent out last week, but it's tinyurl/KBWIN shortcuts. Stands for Keyboard Windows Shortcuts. And it'll pop this screen up. But these are some some keyboard shortcuts that might be interesting for you to take a look at. The first one is the Windows on-screen keyboard. You may start having a problem with a couple of your keys on your keyboard. Well, you can always go to Control, Windows, and O, and it'll pop up a keyboard for you right on the screen. And if you got a touch screen, you can just use it. Because we all know to get to the task, and see, there's the on-screen keyboard. So I can do whatever I want with that. I can click on what I want to type, push the various keys, and I can get out of this. I can also change the size of it. I can make it tiny, or I can make it quite large. So that's kind of a nice tool to use. Let me X out of that. Task Manager, we're all used to right-clicking on the Windows taskbar to go to the Task Manager, or Control-Alt-Delete. And that brings us to a Control-Alt-Delete screen. I don't know why they didn't call it something else, but it brings us to that screen, and one of the options is Task Manager. But Task Manager has always been available by holding Control and Shift down and tapping the Escape key. And that brings up the Task Manager. And of course, if it comes up like this, you go to more details, and it will bring down everything that's happening. Notice my Google Chrome is using 2.5 gigabytes plus all these other instances of Google Chrome. Let me put it by name, you can see what I mean. All these are using Google, are all the tabs that I've got open. Now, 85% of my memory is in use, and mostly because of the browser and all the things that I have open on the browser. Notice in this Task Manager, you can go to Startup and see what is running at startup. See all the things I've disabled? You tired of getting that super anti-spyware message that pops up? Disable it. Larry Utilities, disable the startup message. So I've disabled all these programs that were running. You know, Skype, with Windows 10, Skype automatically turns on. It's ready to receive a Skype call because it's owned by Microsoft. I don't use Skype at all, so I disabled that. The only thing I left enabled was Microsoft OneDrive, because I do use OneDrive, and I go back and forth on my, a lot of my data is stored on OneDrive, so it has to be available. So let me close out of that. And I don't know how many of you have a problem with the size of your window, size of things on your screen. I mean, I think you all know that if you're in a browser window, Control plus makes things a little bigger. Each time you hit Control plus, it gets a little bigger. Control minus makes it a little smaller, and Control 0 brings it back to the normal size. But you can actually apply a magnifier to your screen by holding the Windows key down and tapping the plus sign. Can you see that magnified image on my screen now? Can anybody see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah, but it doesn't look magnified.
Yeah, it's on the magnifier, but it's at 100%, not anything larger.
So all I'm going to do is hit plus again. And now as I move over something,
It's very magnified now.
now it's bigger. Okay? So let me make that. So somebody who's having a problem seeing, like I do know some of our members are dealing with sight issues, maybe a macular, and this is quite helpful because they can, and you can make this screen whatever size you'd like to make it. So now I'm down here. Well, I like to see what that says. Control plus Alt plus Delete. This says Win plus E and so forth. And to get rid of it, Windows Escape turns it back off again. So that could be a very convenient thing. I think we all know that you can click the picture of the folder down at the bottom on the taskbar, and that will bring up File Explorer. You can also hold the Windows key down and tap the letter E. And that will bring up Windows or the File Explorer. If I click it again, I'll get another instance of it. So, you know, sometimes we've opened it with the little envelope at the bottom, and now we want to open up another one so we can copy things from one to another. Well, if you click this again, it just toggles it on and off. And we can right-click and make it go to File Explorer this way, which will work, or we can just Windows E and bring up our second instant. So we can have more than one instance of File Explorer on the same time. The notifications window, if you go down to your lower right-hand corner, mine says 7 notifications right now. I can go down here and click, and it'll open up the notification window. Or I can just click Windows, the Windows key, and the letter A, and that'll bring up my notification window. And Windows A again will toggle it off. Another one that's useful is the Run dialog box. Windows R pops up the Run dialog box. Now I can type in whatever I would like if I want to run the Notepad program, I'll just type in Notepad. And there's the Notepad program. Windows R, if I want to find out what version of Windows I'm on, I'll type WinVer, hit the Enter key. It tells us I'm on version 1909. Now you're thinking, why didn't Dick put in 2004? Doesn't he usually have the latest? And yes, I do, except the latest will not install on this laptop. I haven't tried it in the last couple of weeks, but as of a couple of weeks ago, it would not install. So 1909 is fine. It's a good version to run. Another thing is to type here to search. Windows plus Q or Windows plus S. Either one of them will open up the box where you type to search something. So I'll do the Windows Q. And see, now it says type here to search. If I was going to help you out and sign into your computer, I've done that with some of you, and what I would have you do over the phone is I'll tell you to do Windows plus Q and then type the word quick. Didn't spell it right, but that's okay. See Quick Assist? I would have you open up Quick Assist. You would get this window. Eventually, I got a lot going on this computer, and I would have you click. I would give assistant of the person. I would get a code from Microsoft. I'd tell you that code. You type it in, and then this share screen would be active. You'd click share screen, and I'd be able to see your screen, and we can help you work out whatever problem you have. And that's why I use Windows Q to have you do that. We can minimize the desktop. That is, whatever's on it, we're not going to see. I'm going to go Windows M, and now I'm back to a plain desktop. And I just have to come down to the taskbar, click on my screen, and get to see get back to it. Windows D, by the way, will drop you down to close the desktop as well, or rather minimize. And Windows D again will bring it back. So Windows D will toggle you off and on, where Windows M will minimize it, and then you've got to individually open the different applications back up on the screen. And I've talked about this one before, Win plus Shift plus S. That opens up your screen snipping. So I do a Windows Shift, letter S, and I get the snipping menu up here, and I'm just going to draw a box around this. That's what I'm going to snip. When I let go, it's copied to the clipboard. Here it is. It's in the clipboard. Let's say I wanted to save that. I would just say, call it whatever I like and save it. And Windows V opens up the clipboard history. And you're not seeing it on the screen right now because it's on my second screen. But it'll bring up a history of all of the things that have been clipped since I turned this computer on today. And I can go back and recapture any of those to use them. Windows plus X, you know, if you click the start button, you get the start menu. If you right click the start button, you get links to all of these areas like settings, task manager, power options, device manager, disk management. All of these things are available on a right click of the Windows button. Windows X brings up that same menu. Windows P is the project screen. It's not project screen, but project. I don't know why they didn't call it projection rather than project, project. But Windows P brings up a list of what you want to project to. PC screen only, duplicate, so both screens have the same thing. You'd use that when you are projecting to a, say with a, onto a TV set or another monitor or through a projection device up onto a screen somewhere. Or if you've got two monitors, you might want to notice I'm using extend because I've got things on my second monitor that you're not seeing on my first monitor. And this one says, use the second screen, don't use the first one at all. And you know, if you've got a laptop and you'd like to have a larger screen, you can go get yourself a 32-inch or 50-inch TV set. Use it for your monitor if you'd like. And you can say second screen only, and you can set your laptop so that when you close the cover, it doesn't shut the computer down. It just keeps running. So you can just close the cover, have a wireless keyboard and mouse, have your big TV set with your 50-inch monitor on it as your monitor, and it's like you've got a desktop. And that's how I would do that with a second screen only. I'm obviously not going to change this because you wouldn't see anything, and neither would I. If you want to go into set display settings, you can go through settings, or you can do a Windows U. Windows U brings up settings in the display screen. You can change make your text bigger or smaller. What I like to do is come down here and I turn off show animations, show transparency, and automatically hide scroll bars. I also turn off the desktop background. So I don't have a bunch of pictures showing up on my screen. And all these take a little bit of memory and a little bit of time away from your processing. So I turn them off. I really don't care about those things. Windows U is how I get there. One thing I didn't put on here, I don't think, yeah, I forgot it, is Windows I. Windows I brings you right into the settings menu. By the way, when you're in the settings menu, these are not double clicks. These are all single clicks. And the search capability here is wonderful. You want to find out how to do something, type it in here, and it'll bring you to the right window. It'll give you a bunch of different options. Like maybe I want to find out something about doing something with my mouse. Mouse settings, change your mouse settings, change how, so instead of having to go down here and find one of the mouse, then find what I want to go, I can do it right from here. Again, that's Windows I, and it's not part of the list. I'll have to add that to the list. Locking your screen. Windows L locks your screen. It brings you back to the plain screen that you have to hit enter to get your sign-in options. So when you walk away from your computer, do a lock screen. speech recognition. This one's kind of neat. I'm going to open up my Notepad program and do a Windows H. Now it'll take everything that I say and turn it into letters that looks like I typed. I think this is a pretty nice feature built right into Windows 10. You don't want to type that long email? I did this the other day. I had a long email I wanted to a long response to an email. So I opened up my Notepad program and I just talked into it. And then I copied and pasted into an email I was composing. So I thought that was kind of nice. You can see there's maybe a little cleanup that you have to do, but it works pretty well. Now I'm going to Windows H to get out of it. And now I can do whatever I'm going to do with this. And I won't save it. Here's another one that's kind of neat. Windows dot brings up emojis. You're using emojis in Facebook. Well, you got a whole bunch of them you can use any place you want to put them. Let's go into, let's say we go into the, okay, where did it go? Love it when I have two screens. I never know what's going to fall where. There we go. Here's my WordPad program. And now let me do a Windows dot. Here's the emojis. Let me just put that emojis. No, that didn't work for me. There it goes. And by the way, it's not coming out in color because the printer that I have assigned, let me change my printer. The printer I have assigned is a white laser. So let me reassign it and let's see what happens. I guess it didn't actually do that, but if I was, it would show color if I had a color printer assigned. I guess I didn't get it assigned. And you got all kinds of other little things. Copyright symbol, you know, picture of a clock, bunch of smiley faces. Here's a whole bunch of smiley faces. So I thought that was kind of neat. That's something that's fairly new. At least I think it's new. I just found out about it anyway. And if you want to open up your computer to the, let's say to start it in safe mode or to get into some of the troubleshooting screens that are part of Windows 10, instead of clicking on start and restart, hold the shift key down when you click restart, and it'll restart the computer into the troubleshooting mode, so you can get into some disk checking and other features that are available in troubleshooting. So I thought that would have been interesting for you to take a look at. I hope you guys got something out of that. Again, you can get to that by going to tinyurl.com. Let me type that out for you. tinyurl.com/keyboard win shortcuts. Okay, so keyboard win for Windows shortcuts. So put that in your browser. I'll copy that, drop it in my browser, hit enter, and that's what pops up. So hopefully,
Nick, drop it into the chat so everybody can copy it.
somebody has 13 keyboards in their house. Fran, oh, very good. Okay, I just put the link, I sent the link out to everybody in chat. Okay. Any questions? This is the intermediate class. I just went through a bunch of stuff to throw it out there for you. Anybody have any questions? Anything you'd like to chat about? Good to see a bunch more people in there right now.
Dick, you said something the other day in the Thursday class about turning off JavaScript for something. I can't remember what it was related to.
It was
And
related,
I don't know.
related to
and
ad blocking. Ads, most of the
Ad
ads
blocking,
that are
okay.
popping up on your Windows and when you're in the browser are written with JavaScript. So if you disable JavaScript, they won't be able to be projected on the screen.
And what kind of repercussions might we?
You may have some
Like,
things that you go into that you want to be able to see the JavaScript.
what kinds of things might those be?
Some little videos you want to watch, some programming that might be built into a web page.
So maybe YouTube videos, would they be affected?
I don't think so. The JavaScript it's a programming, right? The scripting language. It's not the same as Java as the programming language, but it is a scripting language.
But that would be useful for things like the ads that pop up in your email. Like Yahoo Mail has the ads on the side that I might not want to see.
Possibly, yep. There may also be an extension for Chrome that removes the ads from your Yahoo page. I know there's a extension that removes a number of ads from the Facebook page that you can get. As far as Yahoo is concerned, I have a subscription to Yahoo, so I don't get all those ads. Plus a number of other features. And I signed up for it so many years ago, I can't even tell you what the features are. Anybody else have any other questions?
Does simply signing up for Facebook, joining Facebook, whatever, automatically get rid of the ads?
No, you can't, no. I was talking Yahoo, not Facebook.
Okay.
How do you like the new Facebook screens?
I
I haven't
don't.
been on Facebook to look at them.
Me either.
Well, you need to get on Facebook. They're really not, everything's just big. They've rearranged things a little, but not too drastically, but they do appear different, and they are going to be permanent in another week or so. So you really should go in and take a look now.
Thanks.
Any other questions? Now, as George mentioned earlier, for those of you who are unaware of it, we are going to start holding more classes each week. In addition to the 2-hour class that I do on Thursday afternoons, there will be some additional classes. Rose and George, I believe, are the ones who are going to be doing those, right, Rose?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm gonna do, I'm starting with one, I believe it's the third week of September for beginners with Windows 10 to
Great.
give it a try. Yep.
Wonderful.
We'll see what happens.
What other classes do you have planned, Rose?
Well, I've noticed I need to do a little bit more research. I was doing classes for Apple and I was doing Google Photos. And Google has changed the Google Photos stuff around as well. And I'm sure that's confusing some people. So I'm hoping to do a little bit more research on that one and then doing a Google Photo update.
One thing that's nice with Zoom, Rose, is that you can plug in your Apple device, your iPhone or your iPad, and when you share the screen, you can share its screen.
Right. Which should be very helpful.
And I think it'll work for an Android phone as well, but I haven't tried it with the Android phone.
And supposedly it's supposed to work with Google Chrome. I'm having a little trouble with my Chrome in that the camera works fine until I turn Zoom on and then the camera's gone. So I'm not sure if it's because it's an older Chrome or
I think you're referring to a Chromebook.
Chromebook, yes. Yeah. Because Zoom works on all of these things and as well as the Apple phone and I believe the Android phones. It's supposed to work as well.
And it works on Linux as well.
Does it?
Are you talking about any screen sharing using that? Or are you talking about specifically the camera?
My problem, Mary?
Yes.
Is that what you're referring to? The camera. Because as soon as I get out of Zoom, my camera works again.
There's a setting in Zoom, and so check it on your Chromebook. Go to your settings, and under the video, there's a setting that says, do you want to start with video? And so you might just check that and see if you have a setting that's off.
Because that's the only piece of equipment that is not working right for me. So, but I'll try that.
Sounds like a question for Google.
Yeah, that'd be the next step, right?
Yes, related to whatever version of the Chromebook you've got.
Right.
Because the Chromebooks only automatically update through or back to a certain version. And if you've got one earlier than that, there's no more automatic updates. You have to live with what's there. So that's the one thing nice about Chromebooks is Chromebooks automatically update themselves.
Rose, related to Google Photos, you might want to check out the latest Zoom session from Tech for Seniors. And I don't know whether the video is posted yet or not, but the guest speaker had written a book on Google Photos and has just published it, and also has done a couple of online classes related to Google Photos. So you might want to check that out, at least contact the individual and see if they can share some information.
The newest version of Google Photos?
Yes, the newest version. They had previously had books on Picasa, and now they've done another book and video sessions on Google Photos. So you might want to check that out.
Okay, because personally, I don't like what they did with it, but
I really haven't noticed the difference.
You haven't noticed the difference? Oh, yeah, I
Nothing dramatic anyway. I mean, things I don't know.
And maybe it's just when I go on it for the Apple, because but I'm not happy with it. So
Yeah, well, I think as far as Google Photos is concerned, the place you want to go is look at the things from Geeks on Tour.
what was that, Dick?
Geeks
Oh, that's
on Tour.
That's who I was talking about. They were the guests that came on to Tech for Senior yesterday. It's called Geeks on Tour.
Go to geeksontour.com. Okay.
Chris Gold is the author.
Exactly. That's right.
Now,
Also, excuse me, Dick. Also, I have youtube.com/learn Google Photos. And that's also Chris.
see, I'm on their mailing list. Let me share that screen. And I've been on their mailing list for a long time. Can you see that screen?
Yes.
Okay. So go to geeksontour.com and you can sign up for their newsletter that comes out at least once a week, and you'll get all kinds of information. And most of what they do now is talk about Google Photos. We have had them in the club in the past speaking. It was many years ago now, and I think they spoke on the beginnings of Google Photos way back then. I don't remember how long ago it was, but it must have been, I don't know, at least 5 or 6 years ago. They do go around the country with their camper and generally stop at a lot of different campsites and do seminars. Right now, everything they're doing is at home. I put a link to the geeksontour.com on the chat window for everyone.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Dick, you seem to be on, well, maybe not more than the rest of us, but you seem to be a little bit more up on some of the newer stuff that's out there. Are there hints of something new coming that might be exciting for us?
You mean as far as in Windows is concerned?
Windows or side programs like this, or?
Well, yeah, I try and stay up on it. I get nice little emails and notes from Harold and Craig and Fran sometimes, and a few others pointing me to different things. And that's the kind of stuff we talk about on Thursdays. I've got a whole list of about 30 or 40 things I haven't touched on yet, but it's like at the meeting tonight's going to be about scanning your old photo albums in. A couple of different ways you can do that.
Mm-hmm.
And those were a couple of freebies that you can take a look at.
Okay.
You know, one of the things that I think everybody should really get to understand and use is what's free out there from Google, like Google Docs and Google Spreadsheets.
Mm-hmm.
I'm using those most of the time. I also use Dropbox to save a lot of the things that I do. For instance, this video, this is being recorded tonight, and this video will probably be a very large size. And what I do when I have videos that are this size is I upload them to Dropbox, and then I share a link to that with the people that are interested in viewing it.
Mm-hmm.
I know a 2-hour session on Zoom takes well over 1 terabyte of room, which is
That's
the max.
terabyte?
Terabyte, or is it no? Now I can't remember.
Gigabyte.
Terabyte would be a lot for 2 hours.
Let's just say it takes twice as much room as Zoom gives you for free on their server.
Okay.
So what I generally do is say, record it to my computer, and then when the session's over, you leave the computer on for about a half hour, and it downloads it onto your computer.
Yep.
Another great source is if you go to APCUG, they have a lot of tutorials on there.
And I have on the events calendar and the bites, I have put in the link there to get to the APCUG, because as members of our club, you also have access, are able to use stuff or attend classes that they have and read their information. So I highly encourage it. And I know there are some of our other members who have been going and checking things out there. So,
and we as a group belong to APCUG.
yes.
Okay, it's an association of PC users groups all across the nation and even some out of the country. And they have a lot of YouTube videos out there. Here's one 53 minutes long, a beginner's guide to WordPress. How to build something in WordPress, a blog or a website. And there's a whole bunch of other Windows, say, tune up your Windows PC.
So if we want to access those, how do we go about doing that? Do we have to have a special email or password?
Just go to YouTube and type APCUG. Association of PC Users Groups. And favorite utilities. Now that was 3 years ago, so you got to be careful what you're looking at too, because something like that can change. We use Google Photos, favorite features, and that's the couple that spoke that we just talked about, and I've sent you the link to their website, Chris and Jim. Chromebooks are for seniors. A lot of videos out there. Must have utilities for your computer. That was back in 2014 though. But most of their videos are out here, and you can go onto the APCUG website. Like Rose said, she included that link on the last bites, and you'll find a lot of material out there as well. And it's also possible that in the future sometime we may utilize some of these pre-made teaching seminars at our general meeting, or make them just available, send them out by email, and just have people just sign in, and they can watch that video. So there's a lot of resources out there for us, no matter what level we're at. Now, I don't know about you, but whatever seminar I go to, I generally come, and I say go to, I mean on the internet with these webinars, I generally walk away with something that's useful, something that I can use on a day-to-day basis. It may only be one thing out of a 2-hour seminar, but it's worth going to the seminar. Any other questions?
I've got another one. I bought this new car and I can't play my CD players, and I have to put them onto a USB port, I guess, or flash drives, and put them into my USB port. So, and I've been trying to figure out how to download the music onto my USB port, and I haven't been able to figure that out.
Well, I think that I got the question right. You've got some music CDs that you would like to be able to play in the car.
Either that, or if I can download them from YouTube or something, and put them onto my flash drive, but I'd like to have my music again.
So yes, you would like to take your music CDs and get them onto a flash drive so you can plug them into your new car and listen to them.
Yes.
Okay. What I usually use, and let me go over there. Let me share my screen. Let's share screen 1. There we are. What I generally go is I will run. Let me close this one down, and let me close this one down. I generally bring up Windows Media Player. I generally bring up Windows Media Player, which has been around for a long time, and it's still on Windows 10. And what I do is I just plug in my CD, which will eventually get started. I plug in my CD. You see, here's a couple of music CDs that I dropped in. These are all different CDs or music that I have put on there. Okay.
Okay.
And what I do, now it's not responding. Too much is going on the computer right now. But you plug the CD in, and then I have this one set, and I'm not sure where it gets set right now. Options, I believe it is. Rip music.
Okay. Rip music.
I have mine set to automatically rip to an MP3.
Is MP3 the same as a flash drive?
MP3 is the format of the resulting file that you want to have, I believe.
Okay.
It's not set that way now, but I usually have that set to be automatic and eject the CD after ripping. Now, what that means is it's going to rip the music. It's not really going to rip it, but that's the term they use. It's going to take the music that's on your music CD and put them onto your computer as computer files in MP3 format. And then you can just go into mine's being ripped to users Dick Evans Music, so it's going to be in my music folder, and you can change that and put it somewhere else. As a matter of fact, you could change that and just put in your flash drive, the address to your flash drive, whatever it is, // and
Oh, okay. Okay.
right, and then you just plug it in, and it'll rip it and put all that music onto your flash drive.
Okay.
And then that becomes your music CD, if you will, and you plug it into your phone. Do you have a USB labeled slot in your car to plug a USB cable into?
Yes.
I don't mean the charging cable, one that says USB.
Oh. Well, there's one USB port like right under the dashboard, and then there's another USB port in my center console.
Okay, well, I've got one in my new car, and if I plug I've got an iPhone. If I plug my iPhone into that slot, it connects my iPhone to my electronic display, and I can use my mapping program. I can go into the music that I've got on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
I can do it all just like I was doing it on my phone.
Okay. Yeah, I've got that capability too. I kind of forget about it, but it's there.
Okay, but this will help you to rip the music, get them onto a device that you can play in the car.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Well, that was a good question. Anybody else got one?
Dick, Linda's trying to get in to the meeting, and she said she can't, even though she's clicking from the computer club email.
Have her email Rose. Rose will talk her through it on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
And there's,
Thank you. There on the email should be, I mean, on the
Invitation.
the email that came to you with the link for today, at the bottom through the instructions, it says if you have trouble, they should email to the CCC Vice President. And I've got my other computer hooked up there, and I keep checking to see if anybody else has trouble. So far, I've assisted 2 people. So just have them,
Thank you.
because I need their phone number to connect with them, so that I can walk through it with them.
okay, I had a question from Kaga Cook. Can you tell me how to make the computer background on Zoom? Yeah, we can try. Over in the bottom left of your screen, everybody see where you've got the microphone that says mute and the video that says stop video? It should be down at the bottom of your screen. If it's not visible, pull your mouse down there and that line will pop up. To the right of where it says stop video, there's a up arrow. Click that up arrow. Now you should see where it says choose virtual background. Click that. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be able to share this screen or not. Let me see. No, see, it doesn't allow me to share this screen. So what I'm going to have to do is this. I'm going to have to take a picture of that screen. Well, yeah, maybe it will let me share it. All right. Can everybody see that screen with my picture on it? Can you see it now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So if you click that little up arrow next to where it says share video, and then click the video background link, see where it says virtual background? I can choose whatever virtual background I like. And these are backgrounds that I've uploaded. This is a standard one that comes with Zoom, as is this one. This is, I think, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. This one's out of this world. And these are ones of pictures that I've taken and that I've put up here. And I did that by clicking this plus sign and choosing Add Image. And that brings me to my file manager, and I can choose whatever I would like to choose. I don't think I want that guy. There's my binary code that I put in. Okay. This is true. You don't realize how old you are until you sit on the floor and try to get back up again. Okay. I'm not adding this year to my age, but I did not use it. So let's say I wanted to use that one. I would just click open, and now it is on my background. If I get out of the way, you can read that. And if I don't want it there anymore, I just mouse over till I get a little X in the corner and I delete it. I'll go back to using this one. Now, how is that possible? Well, it's possible because I have a board behind me, a green board behind me. Let me show you. I will say no no background, and there's what my green board looks like. Because I have a green board, any picture I put in the back, I will be superimposed on top of that picture. Now, if I had a green shirt on, wherever my green shirt was would be invisible. All you'd see is my head bouncing around, okay? So you got to be careful you don't wear green. Now, depending upon the video card that's in your computer, you might be able to put videos behind you. I don't have that option. Had I had that option, when I clicked on add image, it would have said add image or add video. My computer won't support that. Yours might. I think Mary's, I think, supports the video. And I just realized I wasn't, let's see, Monty is trying that.
There's a video.
He doesn't have a green screen, so she's kind of in and out of focus, okay?
Now, I don't have a green screen either, but my computer.
Some people's video cards are good enough to allow you to share the background without having a green screen.
Yeah, my computer doesn't require the green screen, and I can put a number of different videos behind me, but I thought I would be able to save like little GIF files to use as backgrounds, but no, it has to be an MP4 and it has to be a short one.
Mm-hmm. That was funny. I forget who was it the other day, but they had a green outfit on, and they were showing a water scene, and it looked like their head was popping out of the water because that's all we saw was their head. So you can have some fun with that as well.
I think that was Michelle.
That's right. It was Michelle.
If you go to Google and Google Zoom backgrounds, it'll give you a whole bunch to choose from.
Okay, let's go do that.
Most of those work, but I have found that some of them, even though it says that it will work with Zoom, won't. It's too low a resolution and it won't work.
You need to go on images with Google.
Yeah, that's what I figured. I was still in the.
Yeah.
Zoom background, and we'll go to images. So there you go. There's a bunch of images you can grab from. And you can use your own pictures. In most of my cases, they're my own pictures. So there's tons of stuff out there that you can look at. Like, let's say we take this one here. Okay, showed me that one, but where is it now? Here it is. Click to download this Fiji one. I didn't see where it downloaded it. Save as. Okay. Now we'll go back into my. Close out of that. And stop my sharing. Let me go over to here. I will share that again. And now let me go out and find that image. I'll go to my downloads. There's the image file. Open it up. Like Mary said, they don't all work. So how are we going to do that? Well, let me try it a different way. Let me go to,
It doesn't automatically download it into Zoom. You have to now go and hit the plus sign and bring it
Mary,
into
that's
Zoom.
what I'm doing.
I'm sorry.
That's what didn't work. Okay, let me go to downloads and let me open that file up. Interesting. It doesn't even show up. Let's open that with I'm just going to call it Fiji, and I'm going to put it back in my downloads.
Look at this file type. It's HECG or something. It didn't save it as a JPEG.
No, Fiji is what I called it.
Right, but the file type that showed up was H something.
All right, well, we'll try it this way. Fiji.jpg. Okay. So now let's go back over to here, hit the plus sign, add the image, and let's get Fiji. There it is. We'll open that up, and there it is, and there I am in Fiji now. Okay. So you can have a lot of fun with those. I see all those funny marks that are happening up in the upper right-hand corner. Has to do with my lighting. That got rid of most of it. Okay. Well, it's a couple of minutes after 7. So I think it's time George, why don't you take it back? Or I guess I got to give
You
it
have
back.
to take it back to me.
Okay, I'm turning hosting back over to you. You got it.
Okay. Okay. Does anyone have any questions about the Zoom? How it works? It looks like everybody here is nudged, so we're going to proceed with the regular business. And like we do with
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, and we're going to be now starting the business of the Computer Club. And want to start by welcoming everybody. And we have a few announcements. Like I mentioned in the first section, there is a lot of, we're handing out hundreds of computers right now for all the students to do virtual schooling and homeschooling. We seem to have enough computers, even though we won't refuse them from anybody, but we are in desperate need of keyboards, mice, and some cameras. If you know anybody that has a few extras, we would love to get them over at the Cultural Club. And like someone mentioned before, if you have a ring and haven't belonged to any of these neighborhood groups and can put a post out there, it would be really appreciated if we can get all the mice and keyboards that we have. And next thing is we want to keep you aware that in December we are having elections. And we're going to need someone to be board members and different directors. If you're interested, we suggest that you go to the our website, and under the president's notes, he gives a complete explanation of how to sign up for it. You can sign yourself up, or you can sign someone else up with their permission. Okay, and the next thing we'd like to do is our volunteer of the month, which we haven't had for a long time, and that's going to be Jim Bridge. He's been a volunteer for over 20 years, and he's been treasurer of the group and on the board. Right now, he's our silent teardown artist from the back room. If you come to the club, you probably don't notice him there. What he does is he collects a lot of items and takes them home and does them at his leisure. And he takes care of all the scrappings and takes care of many of the computers. So this month, we're going to make him volunteer of the month, and we're going to give him a plaque that he's going to be able to pick up at the clubhouse, and we have a little gift for him too. And that brings us down to the monthly favorites. And the monthly favorites is a program called Search Everything. And this is available. You can download it from our website. It's on the website. It's on the top, on the right side. It'll say September's favorite, and it's called Everything. It's a search engine to help you find anything and everything that's on your computer. I'll tell you how I found it. About 2 weeks ago, my sister-in-law called me and said she sent me a recipe in 2009 that she lost and asked if I had it. I said I would look for it on my computer and send it to her. It was for one called caramel corn. So as I type it in, it lowers the search, and this is what I came up with. And we instantly got a thing that she has been looking for 2.5 weeks, and I found it in 3 seconds. So I immediately got off the computers, turned on my TV, watched the movie, and after 2.5 hours, I said I was searching all the time for her, and here it is, and I sent it to her. This is something really handy. I like it so much, I put it right on my toolbar, and I hope you enjoy it. Again, this is available. The download is on our website. On the upper right-hand corner, and it'll say September's favorites. Any questions on that?
George, I have a question.
Yes.
How does that differ from just typing in a search in the?
It's a lot
search
more
bar?
complete.
Okay.
And a lot faster.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. If there's no questions, I'm gonna bring it back to Dick.
Okay,
And
back to me.
who's in
Let me-
charge?
I won't have this won't be a long presentation, but hopefully it'll be one that's very fruitful for you. Some of you have seen a bit of this in I think it was, I don't even remember whether it was a Saturday morning or a Thursday afternoon class, but we're going to talk about photos. Photo scanning, to be particular about it. We're going to talk about taking old photo albums like this one. There's a photo album, okay? And they're in different forms and shapes. Now, this one happens to be one where the pictures are in these cellophane envelopes, and we want to take a look at how we can take those pictures and not have to take individual snapshots or individual scans of each one. All right. And now this entire presentation is available. And let me share the screen. This entire presentation is available on the club site. Okay, it's right here. It's called photo scanning, 9/1/2020.
You're not sharing.
I'm not sharing? Whoops, sorry. I'm not sharing. Thanks.
Co-host.
Do you see it now?
Yes.
Okay. The entire presentation is here under photo scanning. All right. So you can take a look at it. You can print that out or download it later. Let me get out of that.
And right below it is the
September favorite.
search.
There you go. Okay. So between these two. And of course, there's one on getting on Zoom that you could have been looking at too. Another one on running the maintenance programs. And some people were asking about that. And here's backing up with Ease Us. So there's a lot of material out here, things that we've talked about before. We, being anybody at the club that has made any kind of a presentation, we try and keep the website updated with the latest up towards the top. So you can go through and find what you're looking for. So let me stop that sharing for a second. Okay, now I'm going to, let's go back and let's talk about scanning. Now let me share this screen again. And we're going to talk about scanning multiple photos. Now I'm making the presentation, but I have to say that my ideas for, well, my reason for thinking about this at all is because of Charlie. And Charlie's in there tonight. I'm glad to see him in there. Charlie's got a nice program that came along with his scanner. And with that program, he's able to put pictures, multiple pictures in his scanner, and it will scan it and separate all the pictures. The program was available for that particular scanner, and it's quite old. So I've been looking for a way to do that without having that particular scanner and program. And I came across this one. Called Scan Speeder. You can bring your photo album collection into the digital world. And you can take those pictures, stack them up in your scanner, 4 or 5 or 6 at once. Just leave a little space between them, and it'll scan multiple photos using your printer scanner. I'm using a Hewlett Packard 2540 printer scanner. That's an inexpensive one. It did a beautiful job. And those aren't my pictures, but that's what, your photo album could look like. Remember the photo albums with the little corners in them, and you stuck the photos in? And then of course you got the ones that you stuck it on. It was like a sticky background, and you had a sheet that went over it, or you just had ones like I just showed you here with the glassine envelopes. All different variety of photo albums. I know I got a whole bunch of them in my basement up in Kentucky. They came from my mom and dad, and most of those are pretty old, so they're this variety. So first thing you need to do is download and install the software. So if you go to scanspeeder.com, I've got the link for it later on in this presentation, and you just click the free, you click the free download link. It'll download it to your computer, run the program that downloads, and it'll put Scan Speeder on your PC, and it'll give you an icon on your desktop. And you simply click that icon to get started. Now you can register for the software, or you can run 10 scans free. That's 10 instances. That doesn't mean 10 photos, okay? I just chose the free one. I think it said it was $29.95 for the pay for one, if I remember correctly. And you have to decide whether it's worth it. It didn't say per year, it just said $29.95 to purchase it. Now, the difference between the free one and the paid for one is that with the paid for one, And I think there might be two levels of the paid for one. With the more expensive one, I think it was $10 more. You get to scan negatives and slides. And there's a couple of other features as well. So I put all my photos on my scanner and I clicked scan. Took a little while. It came up with a screen that says how, what quality do you want to use and which printer, which scanner are you looking for? So if you have more than one, you pull down the little box and you choose your scanner. And it was automatically set for 1200 DPI, which is a pretty high resolution scan. I left it that way. It took a few minutes to get my scans done. And there are my scans. I had 3 pictures. This was an old black and white. This was a colored one. Notice they're not necessarily straight. See, this one's a little crooked. This one was a fairly large picture, and it said, let's make it this size. It cropped it down to what it felt was a reasonable size, and it gave me a 4th picture here. It took of the edge and said, we'll make that another picture. Well, you've got the ability to change this, the way it did that. You can go in and drag and drop and change that. I could have made this narrower, but I left it alone. I just deleted this piece. Then I clicked on extract photos. And it took those 4 scanned images and gave me 3 individual pictures. Not only did it give me 3 individual, very clear pictures, it gave me an opportunity to change the file names, make the file names whatever I'd like them to be, and to add optional text tags. In other words, add words to the pictures. I went and did that. This was Ryan, this was baby Ricky, this was Lori and her friends. And then I put handsome grandson Ryan, Ricky crawling in early 60s at little grandma's house. And I clicked on each of those links and added those. And then I told it to save the image files. And here's what it saved. These are the results. Notice, name of the file is Ricky, baby Ricky, Lori and friends, Ryan, and right on the picture itself, it put the tag, Ricky crawling in early 60s at little grandma's house, handsome grandson Ryan. So each of my photographs now has a little description of what it's about. And the file name is also a descriptive as well. So I was very impressed with this program. Again, the write-up of this presentation is here, and the program can be downloaded here, okay? So hopefully you found that pretty interesting. Do it right on your PC. And Charlie, I think this handles most of the stuff that you had showed me with the program that you've got. Let me stop the sharing. You still, Charles, does that look familiar to you? Does that sound like what you were thinking about? You've got to click the little microphone to unmute yourself.
There you go.
Try it again. I think I muted you. There you go.
Yeah, this is pretty, it's just similar to that and stuff like that. Cause, it's got the templates and everything that works with it. It's got a real nice photo enhancing program to go with it.
Well, I want to thank you for giving me the idea and the encouragement to put something up there, Charlie.
You're welcome.
Hey, Dick.
Dick, is this the one that has invited you to do a seminar on them or an advertisement for them?
Nope, that's coming up next.
Okay.
We're going to talk about that.
Hey, Dick, on those pictures you had, can you file each one separately in a different file, or do they all 3 have to go into the same file?
Well, they would all 3 automatically go into the same folder, but then you can put them wherever you'd like to put them.
So you can separate them into different folders.
Yeah, they're all individual files, so you can move them around later and put them wherever you'd like to put them.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, let's go back to sharing the screen, and let's take a look at this one. And this is part of the documentation or the paper that you're going to be able to download from the club site. But we're going to talk about PhotoMine. Now, I've actually written a complete article about it that is up on Dave's Computer Tips, and you can click on this link to get up there or just go to Dave's Computer Tips. But I downloaded the free version of the PhotoMine app on my phone. And I'm connecting my phone now, and we'll be able to take a look at it. I open the app. You point your camera to the pictures you want to take, still residing in the photo album. I'm not taking these photos out to scan them. They're in the photo album. And when I finished, I ended up with 4 separate pictures. And this is one right here, was a newspaper article about my grandfather after the '38 hurricane, and it ended up looking like this. But let me give you an actual on-screen demonstration of how this is going to work. Let me get my phone set up so we can do that. I'm going to share the screen. I've got to set my phone to screen mirroring. And I'm still waiting for mirroring to happen. It says here, if you don't see it, restart your device. Okay, I'll unplug my device. I'll plug it back in again. Oh, I love it when a plan comes together, don't you? We did this the other day without any problem at all. I'll stop the sharing and let's try going into it again. There we go. Can everybody see my iPhone now?
Yes.
All right. All right, I'm going to go over to the PhotoMine app, and I'm going to say new album. I'm saying, no, I'm not interested in buying it for $9.99 a month. I'm going to go to a new album. And now I'm going to go over to this album. As you can see, the albums, I've just got it sitting here on my tabletop. I'm going to go and point at these pictures. Hold this button down. It just scanned all those pictures. And I'm going to say it's done. The album is saved. I'm missing a picture though. I don't know why it didn't grab that picture. I'm going to go back and try that again. I don't think I got let's do a new album. I'm going to turn this light off because I think I got too much light. There we go. Now I'm going to say done. Album saved. Okay. And there are my 4 pictures. Let's go to options. Nope, that's not what I want to do. Let's say I want to, let me go to this one picture here. And let's edit that picture. There's all kinds of editing things I can do. Scan the back, no. I can add a description. Baby picture, I don't know who it is. And add a date, add a location, add people's names. I'll just say okay. Details saved. And there's some other things I can do in here as well, and I don't know everything, so. And I can add that to, no, that's just to add more photos in. I can share that, select photos to continue. And I can save them onto my computer. I can print them out. I can create a collage of them. Let's just save them. And I'll save them to this device. Save with the added details. And now they're saved on this device. Now let me go back over to my gallery. And there's my recent shots. Well, PhotoMine, there's the ones I want. There's my PhotoMine shots. There's the ones that I just took the pictures of. And now they're going to end up in my Google Photos. So you can take those old photo albums, use PhotoMine. It'll take, 3, 4, 5, 6 pictures at once. Just snap it with your camera and add more. Click the plus sign, go to the next page, snap, go to the next page, snap, and it'll create separate individual photos for you. Pretty neat, huh?
Very nice.
Any questions?
I have one.
Yep.
How would you send them to your computer rather than not going through Google Photos?
One of the options that I just took there when I was in PhotoMine was to send it to the computer. I chose to save it to this device.
And how would I send them to my computer?
Well, you'd plug your phone into your computer, just like, how do you get your pictures from your phone into your computer now?
They go into Google instead of going into my computer.
You go to Google Photos.
Yeah.
Well, they'd be the same place.
I don't want them to go into Google Photos. I want them to go into my computer. No, I mean the ones I would be copying, scanning.
Well, you could plug your phone into your computer then and transfer them. Your phone looks like a flash drive at that point.
Okay.
Okay, let me show you. Let me go back there. Let's see if we can do it with this one. Let's just go over to my computer. Okay. And let's go to File Explorer. I keep on wanting to say File Manager, by the way, but it's called File Explorer now. And let's see if I can't find my Nope, I have to disconnect my my phone first because it's connected with screen mirroring. So let me turn off my Wi-Fi, unplug my phone. Now I'm going to plug my phone back in. See, it wants me to import stuff from my camera. I don't want to do the automatic import. What I want to do is go down here and find my phone. There it is. There's my Apple phone. There's my internal memory. There's my DCIM. And there's some of the pictures that I have. Okay. Here's one we just took. That one look familiar? We just took that one, right?
It's not popping up. Oh, there it is.
I would just copy that. Let's just take that picture off my phone and or from my phone and put it on my desktop. And I'm not sure what order this saved them in, but I don't remember which pictures they were either. But at any rate, you can see how you would do that. Let me see if I can view that in details. Yeah, there's all the 9/1 pictures. So all these pictures were taken 9/1. By the way, if you're looking at your File Explorer, if you do an alternate view, you can now look at the pictures and see a preview over on the right-hand side. See, those were the pictures we were just looking at. So these 4 pictures are the ones we just took. And all I got to do is drag those over to my computer. Okay, does that answer that question all right?
Yes.
Just a hint, Linda, depending on your phone, sometimes I find with mine, sometimes it goes in at the top, like where Dick found it. Sometimes it goes in down where all of the other, the A, B, C, D, all the drives are. It's a matter of looking for your phone in that listing, because each computer might put it somewhere else, but it'll still be on that page in that column somewhere.
Mm-hmm. And another thing to just take note of is that if you've got an iPhone, only the most recent pictures are going to be available. The rest of them have been uploaded to the iCloud, and you do not have access on your phone using it as a flash drive to see those pictures. They're all available on your phone to look at, but you're looking at them from the iCloud.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're going to transfer photos over that way, you need to do it fairly quickly before your automatic backup takes place and your pictures get moved up to the iCloud and removed from your computer to save, from your phone to save room. If you got an Android, that doesn't happen.
Or go to settings and take auto off.
You can take the auto
turn
back,
it off. Yeah.
You can turn it off. Personally, I'd rather have my stuff backed up onto the iCloud.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't there a way
You
to
can turn
take
it off, but then you're going to fill up your iPhone pretty quick too.
Right.
Your iPhones, you can't plug an SD card in for more room. Where an Android, you can put another 128 gigs of space on it if you'd like.
Isn't there a way to copy from the iCloud down to the computer?
Yes.
Yeah, you can run iTunes on your computer and then be able to access the stuff that way. That's correct. Good idea, Marie.
Or
that's for all those who really like iOS that I don't.
If they're all in Google Photos, you choose the photos you want, click download, and then you wait. I've downloaded up to 1,000 at a time.
Yeah, I agree. That's what I do. I use Google Photos and download what I want.
You just got to have patience because
Yeah.
the bigger the number, the longer it's going to take. But you can do it.
But the question she asked was, I want to get them into my computer and I don't want them to go to Google Photos.
Right.
So, okay, any other questions? Well, I hope that was interesting. And you can take a look at that article that I wrote that is up on the club website. And I think it's about, I don't know, 10 pages long or so. But I put a lot of pictures out there so you can see step by step how I did the first example that I had the PowerPoint presentation for. I've got a step-by-step instructions on doing that. And then there's a step-by-step on the PhotoMine if you click on the link to the Dave's computer tip article that I wrote. Okay, thank you very much, guys. Enjoy doing this. I'm going to can I send it back to George? He's turned into an old computer over there. Can I turn the hosting back to you, George?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Dick.
You're welcome.
Okay, and now we're going to start a new segment that we haven't had before. This is going to be a new segment that highlights different things that are already on your computer, but you don't realize you even have. The first thing is clean this out a little. I'm just going to go to a browser. A lot of people tell me that one thing they're very disappointed on is that Microsoft Word and PowerPoint and everything is now a paid program, but because you're a Microsoft client and you have Microsoft credentials, you're able to get Word online. So I just type in Office. And I use a shortcut of hitting the Control and Enter.
You didn't spell Office right.
George, spell it right.
Oh, okay. That'll do it.
No.
Whoops. I just hit,
click on the link that popped up.
I hit,
Oh, Jesus.
okay. And because my computer recognizes my credentials, I get Word, Excel, PowerPoint, OneNote, Skype, calendar immediately. If it does not recognize it, it'll ask you for your Microsoft credentials and then bring you this screen. And you're able to use Word. Do whatever you want. And you can do save, and you can, if you use the save as, it automatically goes to your OneDrive. You can download a copy. You can download a PDF of it. And the copy you can put right back onto your computer. You can do it or a PDF or ODT.
I think that last line there is important too.
Whoops.
Go back to that file save. See the thing on the bottom? Yeah. As you type, what you're typing is being automatically saved.
And that automatically goes to OneDrive, I believe.
Yes.
And you can get all of your features this way too. And you're able to get right into your OneDrive here and check out everything that's on your OneDrive real fast. Any questions on this?
George, is
Yes.
that available only through the Office 365 subscription?
No,
Or
this is for
any, or
anyone
just,
with Microsoft credentials.
just your credentials?
Yes.
Okay. Because it is free online, right?
This is free online.
Okay, that's what I thought.
But there is a difference with the Microsoft Online. You only get about 80% of what is normally on the regular Word program. But the good news is most people only use 15–20% of what's actually available on Word. And unless you're doing it professionally, that is more than enough for anybody. And we're just saving
I think the other thing
$99
that's
a year
interesting,
for it.
the other thing interesting, George, is that that'll work on a Chromebook as well.
It will, okay. As long as you have Microsoft credentials from
Correct.
another computer.
So it should work on the tablet and an
It should.
Android tablet also?
I believe so. I haven't tried it on that.
Yeah, because I think I can do it on my Android phone too, so shouldn't have a problem on an Android tablet.
And by default, everything gets saved onto the OneDrive.
Okay, I could also take a document that I have saved on my computer and do a copy paste into a document there, and
you can just do an open
mm-hmm.
and collect it, and then save it as on OneDrive or PDF or back onto your computer. And you can do PowerPoint on it, Excel, almost anything that you normally would do. Any more questions? Okay, then the next thing we're going to be doing we do have a raffle today, and you'll have to wait a minute because I hear my wife talking on the phone and she's going to be running the raffle. Just a minute.
or, yeah, okay, Shannon. I'm really sorry about this. Okay, yeah, but I have to do the next part here before we close. So, but we will check. Yep, okay, sorry about that. Okay, bye. And get my volume up.
Okay,
Okay.
we have 4 different prizes for the raffle. Number 1 is a set of hex keys. Number 2 is a USB charger that holds 2 USB ports. Third one is a luggage scale. And number 4 is a 16 gig flash drive. And we have taken all the names as you came in, and we're putting it in the raffle. And we're gonna start the raffle right now.
Okay. The first winner is Rafaela. Is she still here? Yes, she is there. Yes.
Oh, all right.
Okay,
You're in the dark.
Rafaela. And so, which of the 4 prizes would you like?
Can't see the. Increase the size.
Yeah, George, can you make it bigger? Click view.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. Hex keys.
Yep. Number 4, the drive.
Okay.
Okay. And winner number 2 is, if he's still here, Bobo Zimmer. Or did he, is he one of the 3 that left already?
Mm-hmm.
I think so. Okay, well, you snooze, you lose. Okay, we'll pick another one, number 2. Kinga Cook. Kinga, turn, yeah, there you go.
She's here. Yeah, there she is.
I want the luggage scale.
Okay.
Right.
That's 3.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
Okay, winner number 3 is Floyd Bowser.
Floyd's
Or did he leave already?
No, he's there.
Oh, he's there.
Is he there? All right.
Gotta unmute though.
Floyd, you get 1 or 2?
Number 2.
Number 2. And our 4th winner is Barbara Troika.
Yes.
She left.
Nope, she's right there.
Is she there?
I'm right here.
Oh, yay. Okay. All right, Barbara, you get number 1.
Okay.
Okay, George, back to you.
Number 2. Your prizes are being able to be picked up at the Cultural Center office on any of the Fridays. Because we have limited staff, we're gonna have to limit it to Friday right now. But you can stop in the office any Friday and just pick those up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
And,
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yay.
Just a reminder that our next meeting is the first Tuesday in October. And you'll have to keep an eye on the bites to see if it's going to be Zoom or we're going to resume that. We're not sure exactly what's going on with everything yet, but we'll let you know. And with that, we're going to conclude the actual meeting, but we're going to leave this open for 15-20 minutes. If anybody has any comments or suggestions, we'd love to hear them.
Make the excitement a little easier.
Thank you for coming to the first Zoom for the group.
Thank you.
Well, hope to see some of you on Thursday.
As usual.
Thursday sessions have been really good.
And this week we'll have a Saturday session as well.
The Saturday
busy
sessions
man.
are good as well.
Yep, it's going to be a busy week. We got tonight, we got Thursday, we got Saturday.
Whoa.
Oh, boy.
We'd be specifically interested in some feedback about tonight's experience with the beginners, the intermediate, and then the main meeting. You know, I know it was a little touch and go for a while on some things, but anything to help improve and get more people coming. Any thoughts and ideas, any topics you would like to see?
And how do we get in touch with you to tell you?
Well, if you know it right now, it would be good to tell us now. Or
Okay.
In the bites and on the website, there are emails for the club to send it there as well.
Okay.
Had some difficulty signing in. I'm not sure. I've done it before with Dick's, but I don't know. Then it came on. I says, okay, I don't know how I got here, but it's good. Slap it. Go ahead.
Yeah, I had 5 other people that I was working, I was watching you plus working my other computer with the emails for those who were having trouble. I had 5 people that I was trying to help to get in. I had success with 3 of them. 2 of them couldn't get it to work. So we'll have to do some research on why our particular link is making it difficult, when I know some classes that we went to also, it wasn't that tough. So,
okay. I mean, with Dick's.
No, I didn't
just
get the email with the link in it until late. Matter of fact, I didn't
maybe
get it
that-
until midday today.
well,
Other
actually,
people
the
might have
link
had the
went
same
out
issue.
3 days ago, Mary, and then this morning's was a reminder.
Okay, I only got the
You
reminder.
only got the one?
Yeah.
Okay.
What I got before didn't have a link in it, and it was some people might have had trouble locating the link because it was buried inside the picture of the website. So it needs to be more prominent.
Okay.
Okay, I don't know which one you got.
That's the
The
reminder.
reminder today.
Yeah. But okay, because All right. Thank you.
I had to hunt for it in the email that I got today. And I finally found it and I said, oh, okay, I'll click here. So maybe other people had the same issue.
Maybe.
Yeah, can you hear me?
'Cause I would have thought it would have been a lot more prominent and stood out more.
And I think personally, part of that problem is we had the original one that George created hopped to 2 or 3 other people each time something got changed. So, yeah, we need to fix that part as well.
Rose, I would
Yes.
like to say that I thought it went well for the first time around. And I really envy Harold, who looks so comfortable in his easy chair.
I saw that too. Yes, Donna.
Wake up, Harold.
Absolutely.
Room, I've got a new high definition camera.
Harold, you're looking good.
Fantastic Zoom event on my 46-inch TV. So life is good.
Good.
Oh, that could be scary too.
Yeah, you're seeing some of us 4 times our size.
That's right. If he's got it on the big screen TV. Yeah.
Maybe if I stand up, I'll look taller.
Just see a vertical.
This is fun.
Yeah, I had trouble getting on the Zoom there too, a little earlier there, and I finally got on tonight. I was kind of surprised to see my name up on the screen there when he was talking about the photos and stuff. And I think it went well tonight, and because I was unprepared of doing something there, I could have probably put a better explanation on what I do in the photos and stuff. But I think this was worthwhile and stuff, and it's going to take a little while for all of us get the hang of this, and it should go better as we do this more often.
And just for your information, now that you have the Zoom on your either phone or computer, if you sign up, you can make Zoom calls to any of your friends.
Yeah, right now I got several Zoom contacts there. Some are medicals, and I was worried about having a problem getting onto theirs.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is helping me out a little bit.
Good. If you with the free version of Zoom, you can talk to a group for up to 40 minutes.
Yeah.
If you're talking to one person, you can go 24 hours.
Yeah, I don't talk that much, so I'm pretty quiet.
Talk to one person for 24 hours? Wow.
Well,
I think
I don't know
it
anybody who
sounds
could do that
terrible,
except my
but
husband, who
if you
talks
had a friend
constantly.
in the hospital and you wanted to watch him for 24 hours, this is the way to do it.
That's a good idea.
That's an idea, yes.
That's a really good idea.
And
Gotta
then
work the
you can do it
system.
on a tablet or a phone.
That's a great
You
idea.
hear,
My
you hear all
husband,
these stories about, mom's been in there for 3 weeks and no one has been able to see her. Now you can.
yeah. Well, my husband, I had to take my husband to the hospital last week because we were going out for dinner and he passed out in the restaurant parking lot.
Oh, yeah.
that's not good.
And right. And fortunately, we were only there about 3 hours. But if he had stayed overnight, that would have been an excellent way to stay in touch, because he won't answer his phone. But he has.
Oh,
But he
it's
has.
like me.
But he has his iPad, with him all the time because he uses it
All he has to
as a
do is
reader.
make sure it's on.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this was a good session.
I'm going to get going. I'll see you guys Thursday.
Okay, thanks, Dick.
Bye, Dick.
Thank you, Dick.
See you
Bye-bye.
Thursday.
Thank you. Very nice, thank you.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you all for
Okay.
coming.
Bye, everyone.
Night.
Bye.
Night.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you very much.
Okay. Mm. And if no one has anything else to say, we're going to end the meeting. And thank you again for coming. And we will see you soon, either on the computer or in person. Have a good night now.